Buzzer TV presents vintage game shows on Amazon.
Ace is high. Deuce is low. Call it right and win the dough on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Hello there. Welcome to Card Sharks, a game of decisions. Thank you. Thank you very much. And you've joined us at a most exciting time because as we left off last time, we have a tie with two players. They each have one game and $100. And right now, we're going to be playing the tiebreaker and find out who's going to go to the money cards for thousands. So let's open the board and get to the cards. Janice and Ann, if you will, let's get set up for the tiebreaker. And while they're doing that, we'll meet these fine players on Card Sharks. Hello, Corrine newcomer. Nice to see you again, a fine champion. Did great with the money cards. Again, remind us about yourself.
I don't know how much I have exactly.
No, tell us some more about yourself. See, some people may have just come in. They want to know who you are.
I'm from Hawaii, and I've just been married for 6 months. And my husband and I haven't had too much of a honeymoon, so we'll probably use that money and go to Tahiti or something.
Oh, from Hawaii you go to Tahiti?
Yeah.
You didn't go on a honeymoon before?
No.
Well, you can sure afford one now because right now, at this point, you've got $13,100 and another game. That's $13,200 you've got so far. And our challenger, Lynn Nablock. Nice to see you again, Lynn. And again, remind us a little about yourself.
Well, I'm graduating from USC this June, and I think I have a little time off before I start work, so I'm going to go down and get some of the beach in. I haven't been to the beach in a long time.
Good. Well, see, you can afford to go to the beach now because you've got $100 for winning the game so far, right? And as I said, we've got a tie, and we are right now going to be playing the tiebreaker with just 3 cards and 3 questions. So good luck to each of you. Each player has their own deck of 52 playing cards, shuffled and cut before going on the air, and the upper cards, the red cards, will be played by the champion, Corrine. The lower cards, the blue cards, to be played by our challenger, Lynn. Now, the object of the game, to work your way across the board, predicting whether each card is higher or lower than the one that precedes it. Before you can begin calling high-low on the cards, you have to answer a high-low toss-up question. They're all based on a poll of 100 people, and they test your ability to judge human nature. We've got a tie, the tiebreaker with just 3 cards up there. And as we left off, the question goes to you, Corrine. Control of the board, most important with so few cards. We asked 100 women in a previous studio audience, would you ever consider marrying a man just for his money? How many women said they would?
I don't think too many women would marry just for money. So I would say, the question is how many would?
How many would marry just for money?
I think 20 women would marry for money.
20. She says 20 out of 100 women would marry just for money. Lynn?
I'm going to say lower because I think women like love and the whole romantic thing, so I'm going to go
All right,
lower.
you say even lower than that. Lynn, if it's lower, you will go to the board first. If it is not, then Corrine gets first crack at the cards. The actual number of women who said they would marry a man just for his money is 27, not lower. Corrine, wow, that's a surprise. Corrine, you've got control. We'll take a look at your base card in the tiebreaker. It is a 9. Now, you won the high-low toss-up, so you have the right to change it if you'd like.
Okay, I'd like to change the card, please.
Here's the next card off the top of your deck. This one you must play. It is a 10. Corrine, call this card.
Okay, I'm going to go with the odds, and I think the next card will be lower.
Lower than a 10. Remember, if it's another 10 you lose, it must be lower than a 10. Lower than a 10, it is a 7.
Okay,
Now, Corrine, you just need one more game for the match, but remember, you could freeze and protect your position because if you made a mistake, you lose both cards back to the base card, and Lynn gets a free chance. What's it going to be?
Okay, I'm going to freeze right there.
You'll freeze, needing that one card. That keeps Lynn away, but again, it means that control, important as the question goes to you this time, Lynn. We asked 100 UCLA students, which is more dangerous, alcohol or marijuana? How many students felt alcohol was more dangerous?
I think a lot think alcohol is more dangerous. I would say 90.
90.
Yes.
She says 90 out of 100 felt that alcohol was more dangerous than marijuana. Higher or lower?
More people would say alcohol, but I don't think it would be that high, so I'd say a little bit lower.
Lower. The actual number of students who said alcohol is more dangerous than marijuana is 79. It's lower. Corrine.
Okay, I would like to change my card, please.
Changing the 7-2. A jack. Call this card.
Okay, the next card is going to be lower.
If this is lower than a jack, you remain the champion. If not, Lynn is still in it for the win. Lower than a jack. It's a 5. She did it. Congratulations, Corrine. Lynn, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. I had a good time.
That's nice. We have some parting gifts for you and $100 in cash. Thank you. Corrine, come on down here with me. Last time up there, you did great.
I'm going to do better this time.
That's what we like to hear. We'll be right back to see if she can, right after we take time out for this. Good. Corrine, your winnings now are over $13,000.
Yeah.
What were you saying about the money cards? What do you like about this?
Oh, this is the best part.
Oh, yeah? Okay, let's get to it. Let's open the board and get to the money cards. Come on up, let's get to the best part. Now, Corrine, you won $200 for winning that last match, and that, of course, is yours to keep. And now with the money cards, we give you brand new money to play with. And this time, you're going to bet that money. Starting at the bottom line with $200. Bet that as you wish with these 3 cards. When you move up to the second level, we add another $200 of betting money. You bet it as you will. $50 minimum bets until you get to that top card, that big bet. And there you must bet at least half the dollars. You got over 5 figures the last time. Let's see if we can do better this time. $200 to start with. And as always, a choice of 2 base cards. First, we have a 3. Good card. Gonna play it?
Okay, I'm going to keep that. And I'll bet 200 that the next card will be higher.
Higher than a 3. Remember, as in the game, if it's another 3 you lose, it must be higher. For $200, higher than a 3. It's a 9. You're up to $400 now. Not a very good card. The 9. What are you going to do?
Okay, I'm going to bet $200 that the next card will be higher.
That's going against the odds. I remember last time it paid off for you, so I'm not going to argue your logic. $200 higher than a 9. No, not this time. A 5. Oh. All right, now you've got $200 and a pretty good card of 5. Let's build it back up. We've still got 5 cards to go.
Okay, I bet the whole thing that the next card will be higher.
Higher than a 5. $200 higher than a 5. It's a 7. Back up to that 400. 7 moves up to the next level. We add the other $200. Now, Corrine, you've got $600 and a 7.
Okay, I'm going to bet $500 that the next card will be higher.
That's a big bet on a 7. $500 higher than a 7. Oh, no, another 5. Oh, they're not falling, but you're still in it. There are 3 more cards to go. You've got a 5 and $100.
Okay, the whole thing that the next card will be higher.
See how she's risking that whole big $100 now. $13,000 in her pocket. She's going to risk $100. Let's hear it for her. Okay. $100 higher than a 5. Come on, let's do it. Let's add some more to your winnings. Higher than a 5. It's an 8. All right. $200.
Okay, the whole thing that the next card will be lower.
$200. Lower than an ace. It's a 7. $400. Up goes the 7. You must bet at least $200. You can bet more. You have $400. What's your big bet?
Okay, we haven't seen any face cards yet, so I'll bet the whole thing that the next card will be higher.
Listen, you know, this hasn't worked out as well as the last time, but you're building this up pretty good. You can wind up with $800 out of this if this is higher. $400 bet higher than a 7? Yeah, you did it for $800. Okay. Good comeback. Good comeback. Come on down here. You were betting good for those cards. Oh, I get a kiss for hundreds too? That's terrific. Corrine, $14,100 now. That'll take it to Tahiti.
Yeah.
We'll be right back to meet a new challenger right after this. Corrine, newcomer. $14,100 now. I think I shortchanged you $1,000. I think it's the 13,000. You got over 14,000 now. That's terrific.
Oh, yeah.
Ready to be a new challenger?
Oh, mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Then let's deal out the cards with 2 brand new decks, if you will, Janice. And while Janice does that, we'll meet our next challenger on Card Sharks. Hello there, Rick Ludwig. Nice to have you here.
Hi.
And I guess I don't have to ask you what you do for a living, but tell us something about yourself.
Of course, in the Navy, stationed in San Diego right now. Married, have 1 son, originally from New Haven, Connecticut, and Like handball and jogging.
Good. Terrific. Nice to have you here. Well, that's a lovely town, New Haven. Connecticut's a beautiful
yeah,
state in
beautiful.
general.
Great.
Good to have you here with us, sir.
Thank you. Great to
and
be here.
good luck. Rick, you'll play those lower cards, the blue cards, and Corrine will play the upper cards, the red cards. And we'll start with a question to you, Corrine. We asked 100 married men, who is more likely to initiate sex, you or your wife? How many men said they were?
Well, I think nowadays a lot more women are starting to do that, but I think it would still be more men. So I would say 65.
65. She says 65 out of 100 men are the more likely to initiate sex. Rick, higher or lower?
Jeez. I got to be careful because my wife hears this. She may be angry. I'm going to go from my own experience, and I'm going to say the answer is a little lower.
You say lower.
I hate to admit that, but I have to go home.
Which answer would get you in the most trouble at home, Rick?
The other one.
The other one. The actual number of men who said they usually initiate sex is 76. It's not lower. Corrine, you've got control of the card. Corrine, we'll look at your base card. You have a jack. You want to play that or change it?
Yeah, I think I'll keep it, and the next card will be lower.
Lower than a jack. It is a 6. And remember, you can freeze at any time or you can continue. Your decision.
Okay, since this is only the first game, I'm going to go for it, and I think the next card will be higher.
Higher than a 6. It is a 5. Oh, lost them both, and you give Rick a free play at his cards. Rick, you're playing a 7. Not a very good card, but you must play it. You didn't win the question. You have to play that and call this.
We'll try the odds, Jim, and go higher.
Higher than a 7.
Oh!
It's a king.
That just may keep me going. I'm going to go ahead and try lower.
Lower than a king. It's an 8.
Great. I'm going to have to stop right there. Freeze.
You'll freeze it on the 8. Janice, if you will, fill in the spaces for Corrine. And the question goes to you, Rick. We polled 100 priests across the country. So you have to get you in trouble with your wife. We thought we'd tone it down a little bit. We asked those priests, do you have any friends who have left the priesthood to get married? How many priests said yes?
Oh, gee.
Tough question.
That is a tough one. I think probably a little better than average would say they have had friends. So I'm going to go with 60. Say they have.
60. He says that 60 priests have had friends who have left the priesthood to get married. Corrine, higher or lower?
A few would have, but I don't think it would be quite that high. So I think the answer would be a little bit lower.
Say lower. The actual number of priests who said they do have friends who have left the priesthood to marry is 97. Wow, not lower, Rick. Wow, that is a surprising answer. You're looking at an 8.
My answer was shaky. I'll change that shaky card.
Change that. You can change it now, of course, by winning the question to a 5.
Good card. Good card. Next card should be higher, I hope.
Higher than a 5.
Oh!
It's a 10.
Well, I'm going to freeze.
You'll freeze. Eating the 1 card. All right. Kept Corrine away. I'm curious, Rick, why did you freeze on that?
Well, we have 2 cards to go yet. I'm going to take it easy here.
All right. And Corrine, the question to you. We asked 100 people in the audience of Saturday Night Live in New York. Have you ever slept on a waterbed? How many said they had?
Well, so many people have waterbeds nowadays, so I think the number would be quite high. I'd say 70 people have slept on waterbeds.
70 out of 100 have slept on a waterbed. Higher or lower, Rick?
I think everybody has tried that these days. I know I have, and so I'm going to go even higher, Jim.
You say higher.
Yes, sir.
You did try it. Rick, a Navy man, did you get sick when you slept on the waterbed?
Oh, never have.
Oh, okay. The actual number of people who have slept on a waterbed is 48, not higher. Corrine. Corrine has a chance to make a comeback now. You've got a jack. Do you want to play it?
I think I'll keep it. And the next card will be lower.
Lower than a jack. It is a 10.
Okay, I'm going to keep going, and the next card will be lower.
Lower than a 10. A queen, no! You lose both of them, and you give Rick a chance to play off the 10 to call this card.
Go with the odds, Jim, and try lower.
If this is lower, you have the first game in our best 2 out of 3 match for the win. It's a 9. He did it. Win number 1 to the challenger and $100. See, it paid off to play that a little conservatively there and hold back, right? Corrine's got to make a comeback if she wants to hold on to the championship. We'll be right back with the next game right after this. Oh, Rick Ludwig leads 1-0, so the pressure's on the champion. Rick, what were you just saying? You just
I
realized?
just realized I won $100. I didn't even realize that until I looked at the cue card.
That's right, yeah, that's $100. You know, we talk about the thousands of thousands. Let's never forget that winning that $100 for the game, that's not bad either. All right, we'll get set up for the next game. Same decks of cards. Janice will deal them out. And the question goes to you, Rick.
Okay.
We polled 100 secretaries, and we asked them, have you ever sat on your boss's lap? Of course, hear that as a joke, but how many secretaries said they really had?
You know, I think that's just too much. You know, people think that happens, but I don't think it really does. I'm going to say a fairly low number, and I'm going to go with 30 had.
30. 30 out of 100 have sat on the boss's lap.
I
Higher or
don't
lower?
think too many secretaries sit on their boss's lap, so I think the number would be lower.
Lower than 30.
Me 30.
The actual number of secretaries who've sat on their boss's lap is 22. It's lower. Corrine. Corrine needs this game to tie. We'll look at her base card. A 4.
Okay, I'm going to keep it, and the next card will be higher.
Higher than a 4. It's an 8.
I'm going to try it, and I think the next card will be higher.
Taking a risk. Higher than an 8. It's a 9. Got away with it.
Okay, I'm going to freeze right there.
Now we'll freeze. Needing just 2 cards to tie up the match while Rick needs 4. Corrine, the question to you. We polled 100 millionaires throughout the country, and we asked them, were you poor when you were a child? How many millionaires said they were poor?
Oh.
Interesting question.
Well, I think quite a few have worked their way up by themselves, but a lot have inherited it too. So I would say, the question is how many
were poor? And they're now millionaires.
I say 40 were poor.
40. 40 of the 100 millionaires started out poor. Rick, higher or lower?
I know a lot worked their way up, but I think the answer is a little lower than that.
Lower. The actual number of millionaires who were poor as a child is 43. Not lower. Corrine, it's higher. Corrine, we're looking at a 9.
I would like to change my card, please.
2. A 7.
Oh.
Not much of a change, but call it
Okay, I think the next card will be higher.
higher than a 7. It is a jack.
I'm going to freeze.
You'll freeze. Oh, needing just 1 card, she decides to freeze. Rick, we asked 100 women in a previous studio audience, would you vote for a woman for President of the United States? How many women said they would vote for a woman?
I think quite a few would vote for it, and I'm going to go with 87.
87 said they would vote for a woman. Corrine, higher or lower?
I think the number has to be a little bit lower than that.
Lower. The actual number of women who said they would vote for a woman president is 75. It's lower. Corrine.
Okay, I'm going to try and change that card, please.
Changing the jack. Surprise. And it is a 6.
Oh.
Not a very good change, but you
Okay.
need just 1 card to tie up the
I'm going
match.
to go for it, and I think the next card will be higher.
Higher than a 6. If it is, we have a tie match. It's a 3. No, couldn't do it. And Rick, we'll look at your base card, which you cannot change. You have a 4. Call this
Card,
one.
I'll go higher, Jim.
Higher than a 4. It is a jack.
Ken, go ahead and I'll go lower.
Lower than a jack. It's another jack. It is not lower. And could not take advantage of it as we fill in the spaces. The last question, sudden death. Someone has to win on this play of the cards. Corrine, we asked 100 men, are you scared of the dark? How many men admitted they were?
I don't think too many men would be scared of the dark, so I say 9
9.
are afraid of the dark.
9 men afraid of the dark.
And then you're afraid of the dark. It's lower.
Lower than that. The actual number of men who are scared of the dark is 9. Right on the button, Corrine. Now then, sudden death. We've got an interesting board. Listen carefully, Corrine. You have a 6. You can change it and try to turn this 1 card over. If you miss it, then Rick wins the game. However, you can force Rick to play off the 4, which he cannot change. He would have to turn all 4 over correctly, or the win is yours. Your decision. Play it with
I'm
1.
going to force them to go for it.
With all of them. All right, Rick, you've got to play it.
And I'll go with the odds higher, Jim.
Higher than a 4. 1 mistake
Come on,
and we have a tie
cards.
match. It is a 3, and right away we've got a tie match as Corrine wins the sudden death. Good strategy. Corrine with $100, Rick with $100, and the tiebreaker coming up. But first, we're going to take time out for this commercial message. Well, we've run out of time, and we've got a tie. Rick has 1 game and $100. Corinne has 1 game and $100. Corinne so far has over $14,000. So we're going to crown a new champion the first time when we meet next on Card Sharks. Is it going to be Rick or is it going to be Corinne? We'll find out, and I do hope you'll come back and join us for that, won't you? Thank you so much for joining us for now. For all of us on Card Sharks, bye-bye.
One of our polling groups will receive Frigidaire's exclusive laundry center. It's the washer and dryer in a single cabinet just 2 feet wide and offering both delicate and regular wash cycles furnished by Frigidaire. And some of our contestants will receive Eureka's new ESP Extra Suction Power Vacuum. 50% more power, more beating, brushing, and cleaning action, 6-way height adjustment Eureka. And ceilings by Celotex. Choose from a wide variety of patterns, colors, and textures. Also beautiful and easy to install. They enhance any room. And paperback books from Valentine, including The Luck Factor by Max Gunther. Good luck can be yours if you know how to get it from Valentine. And a selection of romper room toys featuring Tumblr and Weebles to add more warmth, love, and laughter to your child's romper room years. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.